Hey, what's going on? We got the situational menu here. Just want to get through this, make it a little bit shorter for you guys because you guys have learned a lot of the concepts. But what we'll do is just go right down the line. If you ever want to make your playbook or make your favorite section, this section by itself, I highly recommend it. I think as I go through the playbook more, I probably will strip down my original favorite section, which is really the first and really all the plays in this playbook outside of some of these third down plays, and just make it just this. Okay, so let's get right into it. I want to show you this stuff here, but I'm going to talk through the game and go through each situational play. But I want to just make sure you guys see where what we're talking about here. So this first one here is going to be 3rd and 1 to 4. Kind of open it up a little bit. Personality situation is we have a lot of runs, more than I've ever had in my life. Okay. That's going to be a little bit more of some RPOs, some QB runs, things like that. And then we have some traditional plays here that we can work on when it comes to our passing game. So that'll be the first part. Second part would be mostly all passes 5 to 7. But don't be afraid to use some of those runs if you really want to, if you feel like it's working for you. You can take a look at those plays here, and then I'm going to refer to it when I'm on the field. So just make sure you either have this open or just take a screenshot. 8 to 10 is kind of a very specific situation. I might just actually take this whole thing, go 8 plus, and just kind of open it up to that. But I do have it separated 8 to 10 and 11 plus for whatever reason. But these plays are all pretty good. The one thing I'm not going to be able to complete in this series, and you guys are going to have to just help me out here, is just work with me, is third down red zone. I only have 5 plays right now. You can add in more. This is probably enough, but you might want to add in a couple more plays on 3rd and long in the red zone. The openers are there right now. I'm not even really following this myself, but you guys know that these plays I like. I talked about it. Put some more of those plays that I have over in this section here that are in that are highlighted in yellow. Move those things over, may bold them, and bring them over to your openers. I think they're pretty good plays to start the game with. Okay, so this will be the third down video, and then I'll come back with the red zone video in the last one. All right. So let's jump on to the field, and I'll see you over there. Just so you know, I'm going to re-upload another playbook once the servers are back up. I'm doing this during the time when the servers are down for about a day or so. I'm going to make sure it's Coen 2 for you guys. And let's just jump out there. Let's just get through this bad boy, okay? Got a good number of plays here. I won't show you the diagrams unless I need to. I don't think I really need to be honest with you, but we'll be okay. Okay, so let's go with the good old 1st and 4, 3rd down, 1 to 4. Okay. Very first personality play that we have in our offense is running our pistol wide zone. So let's go with pistol. Again, this formation is wing flex close, and their system is pistol west slim, and we have wide zone. So this is where our bread and butter lies. We can come out in it and just run it real quick if you want to quick snap them. If you can also motion to this from different formations. Of course, the defense gave me something hard to start with here with a bear front. They're going to have probably a free runner, but we actually kind of almost get through there. All right. But this is just a good play to get people off balance. If you want to flip the play, like I probably should have there, you could flip this play and turn it into technically Wolf Jaguar. Okay. You can just flip this play. You can also bring the tight end over, give yourself a blocker to this side, make it into a 3-by-1 set, and run it the other way as well. So this would be a big play for you guys on 3rd and 1. I think you guys will like it. You can use this in any situation, 3rd and 1 to 4. That's kind of how I ended up changing it that way. At first, I wanted to make it just specific, but we're okay. All right, the next one here is going to be out of the college football formation, bunch Y flex. All right, it's called. This playbook is so many formations in here. It's kind of hard sometimes to find stuff. Bunch Y flex. They call it gun jacks pack left tout, which is a lot of words. Okay, beetle Z bubble alert bubble. So we're just going to go with the good old inside zone alert bubble. I like to run it to this side of the field versus a lefty. I like to put the formation to the left. All right. So again, this would be gun jacks pack. The way it's set in the playbook right now, it says left. That's the default way. I think throwing it this way is better for a righty. So you want to just basically throw it to the opposite side of your hand for a righty. He doesn't have to turn or pivot. You can just sit out there and just throw it. This is a huge play on third down. Also, maybe even just anywhere. This could be another red zone play if you want to highlight that as a hey, we need a play for. We talked about this. Oh, I just talked about it. I have some plays you probably need to add in for red zone from 1 to 2 yard line. So this would be a play you might want to use for that. But we have our read. I'm just throwing it out there every time right now because the computer is being really silly. And that's something that you would find against the computer. You could probably get easy yards with that. Okay. All right. The next one here would be speed option. I am not a speed option king, so please don't judge me on this. Gun wing slot weak. I am not a speed option king. I need to work on it some more. So this is going to be probably an ugly little demonstration of the play, but you guys know it. Where is it at? You can see here, I'm not used to even operating through this menu. I'm usually putting this stuff in my favorites, so it's easy to find. There we go. Okay. Again, this formation, we can easily go from that formation where we ran wide zone and just audible into this formation, which is pretty sweet. All right. You need to have this in your audibles, so I'm not sure if it's set in my audibles right now. All right. So we just have our regular option. A lot of times it's going to become a glorified pitch. A lot of people usually take away the quarterback right away. Their defense usually makes that the way it is. But, if you don't get that, you're fine. But this is another version that we need to use as the quarterback run game stuff is pretty important on third down. All right, the next one will be QB blast. Okay, this is built out of 10 personnel, gun trips halfback week. This is something that was added in recently. Okay. All right, all right, all right. Sorry that I'm taking some time to get these formations up here for you. Next time I'll pause it on the next one so you won't have to sit through this because I cannot find anything. All right, trips halfback week. Here we go with QB blast. All right, so another way to kind of get them to spread out a little bit, and then we just have our blast play, which is ISO. Make sure your QB can run. I'm not 100% sure how this play works. You guys probably know better than I do. I guess it's meant to go to the left. Not quite sure where the hole is, but that's how it works. Okay. All right. The next one is going to be Floyd Merriweather. Okay, so it's going to be built out of the Y off trips formation. This is going to be just basically duo. All right, nice little run here. I need to run this some more. I keep forgetting I even have this play. I should not take it to the backside A gap. I don't think that's the way you should run it, but I just did. Let's try to keep this front side if we can. Easy run, downhill running. Okay, good blocking. Hopefully, this will be a nice play for you. All right, and then the last one will be gun tight Y off. We're going to run a read option. So it's going to be Beetle slash Spider Bible. So let's take a look at this right here. Again, this formation is gun stack right clamp. And this would be Beetle Bible. Okay. We're going to run this right here. Run into the open side to the left over there. I'm going to read the defensive end. I kind of thought he was going after the running back there. I was wrong. Handing that one off. It's kind of hard to tell with the tight end on that side. I hope this isn't a problem. It's kind of hard to see exactly what he's doing. The give read is working, even though I think I have some keep reads on some of these things. That looks like a keep read for sure, but they had a little stunt there with the defensive tackle. Interesting how this is working out. I'm not sure if this is a play that right now is a little bit glitched up. Take a look at this for me, guys. Let me know if you have any feedback on this one. That's one. That one I definitely didn't have to. I could have handed it away. Could have handed it off. If you're going to use this on first, a 3rd and 1, I mean, just hand it off and get that first down, right? 3rd and 3 and 4, you might have to play around with this. Let me see if I motion the tight. Can I motion the tight end? Let me just get him out of here. Let me see if this is kind of making it kind of a weird read for me here. I might have to take a look at motioning that tight end out of there. Let me try it one more time here, okay? Yeah, that might be the way to go. Motion that tight end. Take a look at that, okay? All right. The next one here is going to be working pass plays. We have Cherokee. We have it out of gun tight slot weak. All right. This one here is a little bit different than our original Cherokee because it's a corner route. Now, remember, original Cherokee had our guys running a wheel. I think you can still put them on a wheel if you want. That's up to you. I'm going to keep the read the same here. I'm going to actually let it rock and just say, hey, that's my first read. You're going to have to kind of make an assumption if he's going to be open or not. I'm not quite sure if that's the best way to run that route. All right, but then our second read will still be the same. It will be that tight end. That one I actually waited for one a little bit there. So we're looking for the running back first. Again, that's a little bit different with that route. It's not easy. It's not a rail route. So maybe that's not the best way to go. But our tight end absolutely would be the next read. That's a hot route right there. Got lucky. Our third read would be the pivot, the over the ball route. Another all out pressure look. Let me just put this guy on a wheel. Let me just see if this actually makes a little bit of a difference here. I mean, that's going to be, wow, corner did a nice job of coming off of that. Did not expect that at all. Good job, computer. Here we go, all out pressure again. Definitely going to throw that tight end. That's going to be your best read there. All right, but you can play around with that, guys. Good short yardage play. This be something that you want to mess around with. The next one will be at a single back Y off. We're going to be under center. Tight Y off, I apologize. And it's going to be just a good old one of my favorite plays, Lamar boot. Lamar. So we're starting to the left, we're ending to the right. We have a slide boot. So the first read's going to be that slide player right there. The one thing I'm looking at here in college football is I really don't like how the down flat is getting out so fast. We can't block and get out, can we? And that's something that I don't like. I'm actually wondering if I should just leave him in. I know that kind of messes up having a read there, but it's just kind of getting in the way of that window and making life a little bit hard. Didn't trust that one at all. Didn't like that everybody was kind of covered in that one, so I just kind of kept it and ran. Taking a look here, I probably would have been an example of me using the down flat right there. Second read is there for me. First read was covered. You guys understand that play. We talked about it a lot, so good play. All right, the last one here in 4th and 1 to 4 is going to be using gun stack Y flex. And we're going to be taking a look at the good old Salem pivot play. So this is our play of the game. It's flag Coco, flag or Coco. You can kind of use either one. So let's do both. So this is flag. All right, something I didn't really talk about in this whole deal. So I apologize. This goes back to the Shanahan play. So a flag gives you basically the return. What is it called? I think it's called choice return. Okay, so it looks like a choice route. He works outside and then he comes back in. The timing on this, though, unfortunately, is a little bit late. And you're going to have to basically, in my personal view, make a decision on either the route by right here, the triangle guy, or the dig at the same time. And usually that's around one throw, two throw, about the same time. Then your last read, this is my fault here. You have to make it one audible here. Your last read will be your sit down hitch here on the bow. So let me just get that done. So this is a little bit of a play you got to make sure you can run. This would be your last read X. Okay. And technically the running back should be check releasing out to this side. So you see the bow set up on the right side. Over here we have the flag part, okay, on the other side. This is where you have to make a decision. It's a good play on I think people are going to be aggressive. You have an answer for a short answer with that little return, choice return. You also can come back to your hitch. You should feel pretty good. Okay, so this is exactly how it should look. All right, just from that standpoint, you do have an alert that you can throw this corner out. If you do, for some reason, get some type of weird matchup or something that you like, you can throw that corner flag. Okay, so that's a play, but you can also treat this like Coco. And this would be a good time to do it. It's not 100% real Coco. I apologize. I'm just looking at it now, but we're gonna just take a look and just put number one on a quick out. This would be Coco inverted. Usually, it's going to be number two working that quick out. But we can kind of keep the same thing here. We need some audibles here. So you need to be able to do this from home, right? But we have some options there. I went to my third read right there. And now you're looking at it more as a true one is going to be the out, two is going to be the dig, and then you're going to work from there. Okay. So this is something that you can kind of work. This is more of a Madden type of play right now. I'm not going to lie. Because we're making a lot of audibles. You guys know I'm not trying to make a lot of audibles. They kind of covered everything there in cover one. It's the power of cover one hole right there, guys, or robber. It's a nice job by them. Let me try it one more time, and then we'll get out of here to the next part of the video. See, I don't like making this many changes, but we'll give it a shot here. All right, we just get that ball right there to him, get those yards, get that first down, go from there, okay? All right, so next part would be 5 to 7. Okay, guys, we're going to jump right into the next part here, which would be the third down plays, working from 5 to I think 7, right? So we have here what they call cash, okay? And this play right here is really just our pull shallow play from the Shanahan playbook. Okay, so we're going to take this play. We only have it up one way. We're going to look for that first little dig right there. Then we're going to look for the little hitch. Okay, actually, they call that the cash, if I'm not mistaken. No, the grab. I'm sorry, the grab. Okay, all right, and then we're going to have this shallow route be our third option. So it's pretty simple. Okay, so let's just jump on to show that to you. Let's jump on to the field. Take a look at this play. All right, so we have it up in our formation bunch Y flex. Okay, needed to bring this in for this play. There goes jet pull shallow. All right. And we have our play right there already set for you. So there's nothing that you need to do. Just be careful. You know, it's not the easiest play when it comes to throwing in the middle of the field. Sometimes you have to kind of have a little anticipation. You got to kind of see the coverage. This is where knowing coverages can help. There's a good chance this is cover one. There's somebody in the middle of the field. You got to be careful. Guy bumped into a player there. There's a hole player. You may not want to throw it into the hole, right? You want to go to your second and third read. So pretty much it's kind of like, to me, cloudy, not cloudy. Like if it's nice and clear, like this is going to be clear. That's pretty easy to see that it's going to be wide open in the middle. So you can kind of anticipate that throw. You see people running with the shallow route, that helps you. Once you see people kind of backing up and not doing anything, then you got to start going to your second and third options. Okay. So that's pretty much that play. All right. The next one here, let's get into the next play quickly, would be Marshall. We've kind of talked about, I'm sorry, this should be Falk. So I'm going to change that on the sheet for you guys here. Pressure Falk. This is something that I got to work with you guys with. Um, I'm kind of making this, not making it up, but this is kind of like how you see it on the field. I'm not sure how you would read this one because it would be a little bit different than the original Falk play, but let's take a look at it. It would be five receiver, wide receiver, flex tray. All right, apologize again about this again. There we go. So this is it here, the middle slant. I really believe we're going to have to split this up into like a real full field read. If I get any type of outside leverage on number 2 right there, you see where Dingo the triangle guy is running that out route. That's the pressure out right there. I know that that read is pretty much dead. I'm not going to get him the ball, right? So now I can just say I'm going to work from my normal reads here, right to left, and just go through my progression, right? So pretty easy to see it like that. You can kind of take it that way. I think that's smart. So we're kind of making it a pre-snap look. Now with this type of look, we get an inside leverage of number 2, the nickels inside leverage. Okay, so we could just technically take this left to right, see if it plays out for you. Right there goes. I missed it. That slant route opens up so quickly. As soon as that guy worked outside, as soon as the nickel worked outside of my slot receiver, I should have eliminated him right now. Going back to here, right? My eyes are going left to right, and then get back to here. That would have been the quickest way to do it. Maybe my reaction isn't there. Now with that number right now over triangle, we have that guy head up. I think that's man to man. So I'm going to let this thing play out and see if we win. We did not win. I forced the ball. As soon as that guy stayed outside, I should have just came off of that. All right. This looks like this could be like a 2-man. It is a 2-man. I didn't want to wait for number 1 to get open because number 2 was so wide open. All right. So again, this is 3rd and 5. And don't forget about using your legs. Okay. If you have something like this and everybody's covered, they're manning you up on 3rd down, just run with your quarterback. Okay. So that's kind of a pressure Falk play. It's a little bit of a taking 2 concepts and putting it together. I didn't really see this one in the actual book, but this is in your stock book. So we kind of kept that in there. All right, the next one's going to be choice stucco. I didn't get a chance to actually show you this one on the actual playbook, so let's take a look at it real quick. Okay, so we have choice stucco, one of my favorite plays, if not my favorite play in the whole entire book. Okay, now we have this choice route, the original choice route here, where we have the number 2 receiver here is going to work either inside versus man coverage, and the defenders playing outside leverage. We're going to get this guy working outside versus the defender playing inside leverage. And technically, we're going to get a little sit down hitch if it's zone coverage. And that's your first read. That's the original choice route. Now, the game programs it that if it's cover one, okay, and the outside, and most of the time it's the nickel playing this guy or some sort of outside defender. Because right now, we're going to do it out of 11 personnel. If it's cover one, he's always going to work inside away from the leverage of cover one player, even if the nickel's standing inside leverage or playing press. Not a huge fan of that because sometimes there's players in the middle of the field. Oops, sorry. There's players in the middle of the field that can actually, take away a throw. So I really don't like that. I'd rather him just work off the leverage, but it's fine. We're gonna let that thing roll out, and then our if we get like two man or it could be match coverage. Sometimes you will get this guy working outside. So that's your first read. Your second read will be your technically, they say the second read is your flag. To me, that's more of an alert. Okay. I'm looking here at the good old stick China coming back in there. That's going to be your second real read. That's going to work well versus man and zone. And that's pretty much it. Now, when we run this play in the game, I like to take the running back and actually motion him out sometimes to get a man tell read. We'll talk about that. But you don't need to do that. You can just run this play stock. Let's take a look at it on the field. All right, so this is one of my favorite plays, so much so I know where it lives. You're going to see a lot of times I've called this against the computer 41 times. All right, there it goes right there. It's pretty much set up for you, stock. You can slide our line if you like to, get it all set up. But here, the good old choice route is actually coming from number one. I apologize, not number two. So that makes it so that the corner is playing you, right? So if we go through this and we take a look at it, you got to be ready for man to man, be ready for him to work inside. That was some sort of cover one. And we took that route right there. Actually, let me take a look at that. It looks interesting, right? Was that match coverage and he actually took that route? No, the corner just got bumped off. But you can see there how open he will get, right? Now, one thing I like to do is take this running back and motion him out. And if you can see that the linebacker or a safety doesn't follow him, you know it's zone coverage. So now you can just go through your reads and then play zone. Now, that's very interesting how that happened. First time I've ever seen that happen. Let me take a look at this. It could be because of their personnel. They didn't match up properly. This looks like it was interesting. I'm trying to look at what they were doing. Looks like it's some sort of, I don't know what that guy, I don't know why. Oh, he's going out to cover him. Okay. This is interesting. This looks like it could be some sort of man coverage, like bracket coverage, like double bracket here. But the fact that nobody's playing the tight end is very interesting. So I should have gone to that as my second read. That's my fault. Let's see if we can get a good man tell here. This should be zone again, but you know what? Look at the defense, guys. I'm getting some sort of dime nickel. It's a little bit different, but here goes the zone coverage. Boom. Do this to the first read. All right. Without moving anybody out, we're just going to go through this. There goes your man coverage. Don't throw it late like that. If it's tight coverage, don't force it. Again, that's why I like to give a tell. Another person told me also, one of you guys to know, if you motion a tight end out here to do this, you see a linebacker cover him, you definitely know it's zone, it's man coverage, okay? That'll be another time that'll work for you. Man coverage, you can use it like that. I just don't like how, if you do that, you probably have to bring him back in. So I'm not big in doing this. I feel like it's a little bit cheesy, but there you go. He goes out, right? You bring him back in. You know, it's whoa, 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 whoa. That's interesting. Didn't know why he went all the way across the formation. But anyway, you start messing around like this. This is interesting. Wow. Okay. I didn't expect that to happen, but we do know it's man coverage. That route gets a lot of separation for you guys. I've gotten a lot of yards off that route. You can use that for you. All right. But you can also, just so you know, let me go back to the playbook real quick. You can take this route in the choice part and um, change the backside to different things. Like we have choice, and this is going to pop up in other formations that you might see, but we have over here choice steamer. Okay, so you can work the choice side or the steamer side. You can change it to choice snag. Okay, and then this one here is another choice. This is a reverse. This is just going the opposite way. But want to make sure you guys understand that. I think it's a good play for us and something that we can use. All right, let's go to the next play. Okay, so we have string as the next play here. I'm showing it to you. This is really going to be built off, I think, of Salem. We'll take a look at it on the field. Okay, this one is very similar to the pull shallow. We're going to take a look at that dig first, kind of see if it's open. I kind of love that idea of just getting that ball to him right now. Then we're going to check it down right there. Good thing is that we do have some alerts here, okay, that we can kind of work off of and just kind of be aware that that's there for you. But don't forget, we're pretty much just working the first part of the concept. 3 by 1, 1 and 2, working off it, working off the outside. Let's go. Let's get on the field and take a look at this play. Okay, so we are in the formation gun Y off trips weak, all right, which is called gun trough. And we're going to use the play dig high low. There it goes right there. So this would be a little bit of an audible that we need to put on this play. Okay. We want to just get that number one. If you think it's man to man for whatever reason, you know a team does that, you can just kind of just rock with this because this gives you a nice little route right there. But let's for right now put them on a hitch. Number two's on a hitch. Again, we know the inside route will be there for us. This is a lot deeper than what they have, I think, in their playbook, but that's okay. You can always lower it if you want. You want to bring it down a little bit with your custom stems. Bring it here. And this one here looks like obvious man-to-man. They could be using a shell, but we're just going to let it rock out and see how it works, right? That one there, I'm going to run with the quarterback as my third option in this play. Wanted to see if that pivot would work. If you look at the playbook, that guy is working like a little bit of, he could work out. This is an obvious all-out pressure look. All right, so much so I'm going to leave the back in the block. So we're just going to now take this pivot and just work with it. I know pivot is not the route, but it is an outbreaking route. So we're going to kind of use that a little bit for our advantage. All right. So string is a nice play, works off of the high-low dig. All right, the next one is going to be a screen play. I don't know why I have it here exactly, but that's fine. It's going to be working off of the gun empty bunch Y flex. And we're just working a good old jailbreak screen. All right. So I'll just run it one time just so you can see it. Where is it at? Where is it at? Sorry about that. All right. So good play versus a lot of coverages. Is it great versus man? I don't know. Matter of fact, so much so I'm going to take a look and throw this hitch on the backside. So there's a little bit of an option there. If you get man-to-man coverage and you feel good about it, you can just throw that hitch route. Most of the time, most people are going to play zone. This should be a good little play for you on 3rd and 5 to 7 when people are playing a lot of zone. This could be a play that you can use also maybe in different situations as well, including the red zone. So I'm actually going to put a little red mark next to the ones that I kept saying in the red zone so that you guys can maybe use this once we move on because I'm probably not going to be able to do a video on 3rd and 2. Sorry, red zone at the 2-yard line. But I did have some nice suggestions for you guys. What was the other one? Duo? Nope. Cherokee. I forgot what the other one was for you guys. Could have been, I forgot what the other one was. Go back, take a look. It was in the 1st and 4 plays. I think it might have been either, it wasn't one of the QB run plays. I thought it was a pass play, but we'll come back to that later. All right. The last one here for the pass plays is out of gun trips, tight end offset. Okay. And we're going to work with our special trash. This is it right here. Let me see if we can actually take the running back and put him on an angle route. I think you can. Texas route. You can, right? So this would be the angle. This would be the trash play right here. You guys will probably love throwing this tight end route and the angle route. That's kind of like your second and third read. We're still keeping this to the, alerting like we did. We're going to work off of 2. Inside leverage with that nickel. There could be some sort of blitz here, so just be aware of it. This could be a funky little play. I threw that really late. And that's why you have to be aware of it. I just said it. So I was kind of looking at the coverage too much, but that was some sort of 2 invert right there. But that's also a big tell. When you get like guys that are pressed, but then like nobody's pressed on number 3, a lot of times that is 2 invert. Just be aware of that. Let's go back to the, oops, here with the Texas. So you're running back and win that battle right there versus man. I'm surprised the computer's giving me so much man to start. All right, this could definitely be zone here. And the same thing, they're really giving us a lot of man coverage here. I wish they would give me some zone because a lot of people are not going to probably play man in this game too versus this stuff. All right, this looks like this could be palms right here. So that's a good little play to look at. This is where you want to take that alert on the outside and be like, hey, can I win that outside guy? If not, that's fine. Just go through your read. Kind of make that your number 1 read real quick and go from there. Okay. So that would be special trash out of that formation. That's a big formation for Coen. He likes that formation a lot. He runs it a lot. Okay. And the last play is just a run out of gun stack Y flex. It's going to be our, where's it at? We will work just a regular beetle play, inside zone. Just give the ball, get going, and go from there. All right. Okay. So the next part of the video would be our 8 to 10, but I'm going to combine it with our 11 plus and just kind of get through all those deeper situations. Okay, so the next part of the video, we're going to take a look at Aggie, all go, kind of staying in that family. We're going to use a formation that I think they use this formation bench in 2 minute situation. That's what they call it, bench. I know it's kind of weird, but it's really their 10 personnel stuff. We're just going to come out and spread offset right here. And they come out with 4 verticals. Don't have to really reteach this. Just going to take a look at it once or twice. We're just working our inside. Right now, I'm alerting if this is cover 1. It is cover 1, so I'll take that shot if I can kind of get that look right there. Gotta really put that ball out there. Corners do a good job of actually jumping and making those plays, so be careful. Here goes all out pressure. Thank you, computer, for doing this for me. I'm gonna try to hang in here and see if I can still throw this bender. It's gonna be tough because there is a safety still there and he kind of has man coverage. So that's a little bit of a tough situation. You might want to get out of the play there. This is definitely some sort of like down corner look. It could be cover 3 cloud, or it could be cover 6. Either way, I'm going to work the right side of this. If it is 3 cloud, I think I might be able to get this in there. I wanted to, but I didn't. So I just go to my check down. It was 3 cloud. 3 cloud's one of the tougher coverages to actually use. You need to start using it some more in defense. Okay. All right. The next one here is a speed dig play. I don't have an actual drawing of speed dig in the playbook. They have a lot of digs that are not built the same way, but I've seen it on film. Okay, this is a big play for them on film. Let's go bunch Y flex. Okay, and it's not empty version. It is over here. Okay, and we have our good old speed dig play. Kind of love this play. It really works really well. I remember, it's part of the Shanahan system. We're going to alert the guy in the middle of the field. Okay, we're going to alert him to see if he's wide open. If he's wide open, just give it to him. You can also come back to him late at the end of the play, but it's really no different than what we've been doing. We're going to work the dig down to the dig, but circle down to X. Okay. Now I've noticed that when guys are backing up, you're pretty safe to throw that X route as almost your first read. All right. So you can actually switch the reads if you want. If you're unsure if it's cloudy, that X route should give you the 8 to 10 yards. Not guaranteed. You hope you get a little bit more of a drop there, but this would be a good look here. But this dig comes across so clean and so smooth. He's got to put it on him with timing. You have an alert come back on the weak side. Not a huge fan of it unless your tight end's really good, but you do have that route. Got to catch the ball. But this route here is really trying to attack that middle of the field. Come friendly, which means come back to the ball if you can. But it's a good play to have. I see them run this a play a lot on 3rd and long. Be ready for that play, okay? Then or use it, I would say. Next one is pressure. Okay, so let me actually just show you the pressure plays. I don't think I've actually shown you the actual playbook. All right, here's pressure trash. This is an example of using the trash tag, but pressure is the first tag of a lot of plays. You can just see it's pretty simple, right? It's number 3, working that out route from 10 to 12 yards. All right, number 1 and 2 are going down the field, alert them and go from there. All right, so let's take a look at it on the field. All right, we're going to take this out of the play deep stick, out of what they call flex right, but it's just gun trips halfback weak. All right, deep stick, we're going to have to make 1 audible here. It shouldn't be a big deal. I do, this play actually is not stock for it to be a read route, but it is here. Okay. And we have a dig on the backside of this right here, which I think they would tag like X basic or X dig or something like that to give you an idea of what's going on. But if it's zone, he will sit down. That's something that we got to take a look at. Maybe it's not the best way to run it. Maybe we should just put him on an out no matter what. But the good thing is that if it's man-to-man coverage, you get the nice outbreak. If it's zone coverage, you may not want to throw it anyway. So you're going to look towards your backside receivers here. We're getting a lot of cover 1, cover 0. I'm not sure why. But anyway, you guys can kind of see what that route is. It's very similar to sail, except you're just getting 1 and 2 vertical. I didn't put the guy on a vertical there, so that's my fault. But there goes your backside dig as your read. That would be pretty much your only second read there, so just be ready for that route, okay? All right, the last one here is going to be, I'm going to show you the play. It's called Fun. Okay, so Fun, and then we got Swab. So remember Swab, I think we talked about this. If we haven't, I apologize. It is the backside route here of this guy running the shallow and this guy running the dig. But Fun here is just one running the 5 yard fin route, shin route, two running the corner. Okay, we're going to go right across. Really, it should be 3 to 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, right across the board. Fun play, right? This is a play you can use in some other situations too. Don't be scared to not use it on the red zone. Maybe it's a good maybe red zone play that you can use. But we're going to use it here on third down. Okay, we're back into the gun trough formation, which is gun wide off trips week, and we're going to take a look at the play called 22 shallow sail. All right. So everything's pretty much set up for you here. You don't have to make any adjustments. We're just going to go through our reads. I just took the first route right there. See if you can get the yards. I probably could have waited on that one. That one went all the way to number 3. Kind of assumed it was going to be there. Probably not a good read. Computers loves giving me some man-to-man coverage right now. That one was a little bit murky. I could have thrown to number 1. That's my fault. Should have stuck with them. I'm going to take the shot in the corner here. See if we can win. That was my second read. Could have gone back to number 3. The dig was there for me. I'm going to go back to the dig here. See if the computer can give me some zone. Come on. Not giving me a lot of zone. They're giving me a lot of man-to-man or match coverage. I'm not sure what's going on. I'll pick a zone play if I can't find one. They're just heating me up and just giving me zone man coverage, which in real life, this is what you would probably get in this situation more often than not. All right, let me get a zone coverage here, guys. I apologize. The computer's always going to give you what they think is probably the hardest thing to play. So, or hardest thing to go up against. Let's just go with some type of generic cover 3. I'm going to go sky if I can find one. All right, so we're just working R1. R1 is probably going to be our first read a lot. We need to probably run out to the catch if it is a little bit deeper, if it's 8 to 10. If you want to sit on that number 3, it's there for you. Number 2 is more, again, like you're used to this idea. Number 2 is more of like an alert versus probably cover 2 or some sort of match coverage that might have a bust in it, okay? All right, so that's the end of that little segment, but we're going to continue right on into the 11 plus here. Okay, so the next one here is looking into the 7-step game. We have the Bang Swirls. Bang Swirls is a play that is really good versus it's actually good versus man end zone. Just have to be careful. It's a little bit of a timing play, but let me kind of zoom in here. Usually we want to get that protection look. We want guys to help out with protection. We're not going to always get that in this play. I forget how I have it up. I have it up 2 different ways here in the red zone. But we're going to just look to one side or the other, okay, usually away from rotation of a safety, and try to look for that bang swirl play, which is just a corner route, and then he sits back down. It becomes like a deep curl, but it's outside. After that, we usually get some sort of chipper, and then we get somebody that we can throw the ball to the flat to as a secondary option, all right? So it's a good play to use in this situation. Let's take a look at it on the field. All right, so in this situation, I have it up in jam. Well, the formation really is just gun empty bunch wide flex, which they have a long name for this. It would be jam, right or left, tout B. B has the running back out. So let's go here. And we have the good old swirl, hook and go. So we have a little hook and go, which is going to be good for us in our setup. I think I like that a lot. All right. Let's work this corner out, corner out. All right. Sit down. We're going to look one side or the other. Usually it doesn't really matter. You want to maybe go to your best receiver. I'm just going to throw this check down right now. It was kind of there for me, but this is 3rd and long. So you might want to wait for this to develop. The one thing that happened though is that I noticed that both sides, especially the side I was looking to, there was a corner and a safety both playing that route. So I wasn't going to take the chance and throw this little swirl, but you can see how both players in this video game are over the top. So this is something that you can kind of take advantage of, but you can see how you can still throw that route. I just didn't, it just didn't make sense to me. I probably should have looked in the middle of the field for this extra route, which is part of our play, not part of the diagram, but we do have a little bit of a snag and go. If we can get that matchup, that would probably be a good little thing to take a look at. All right, single high defense here. I'm going to look to the right. They kind of played that pretty well. I kind of like this play versus cover two, to be honest with you. People want to play split safety cover two. Okay, not sure there again. This is a situation where I did say 7-step drop, right? So we're going to take a 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the pocket and then throw the ball hopefully on that fifth step once we get to our back foot. Hopefully somebody's not coming Scott clean like that. Computer's giving me a lot of deep and deep coverage here. Let me see if I can get one that kind of would be good for us. I could have gone with that swirl, just the pressure got to me there. All right, threw the swirl there to the tight end. So this is a very unique play. Work on it, see if you can gain some confidence with it. Go from there. We have gun trips halfback week, which is going to be flex formation 10 personnel. And we're going to get just basically our special play. I'm not going to run it, but I'm going to show it to you. There it goes on the left hand side. All right. Then we also have a shallow cross screen, which is pretty cool. Out of the same formation. It's just a screenplay, exactly how it says here. We're just going to throw the shallow, but we actually have everybody blocking, and we're going to try to get up and get yards. This would be really good versus a team that does what? That's going to drop everybody back. So this is an example of a play that actually is in. I've seen it. I've seen them use it in their games, so it's in there. The next play would be curl burst, which is our Hank concept, basically. Just we're going to only work one side of the field. We're going to do it out of gun bunch formation. So this is going to be like Hank. It's just that we don't have a real true sit down route over the middle of the field. So we're just kind of working to the last part of the progression here, throwing this curl route on the outside. This play actually, I might move up into 8 to 10. This may be a little bit short for what we're looking for. Now that I look at it, it's actually even shorter than that. So maybe we need to move this all the way up into 5 to 7. Let's hold off on this play, guys. All right, I'll come back to it. I'm just going to put a little X to it on my sheet. It's not the best play here. We might want to use this for the red zone, save it for that, and go from there. Okay. Let me just do that on my sheet. I'll do that for you later. And the last one is a dagger play again with a Hank. Okay. So we're going to go gun spread offset. And we're going to go with dagger curls. All right. So we have a Hank, really deep Hank on the right hand side. You can kind of use the same principles that we've been using with Hank on the right hand side and a dagger. So we kind of have two different things. Personally, I like Hank versus man coverage and also versus single high. I think versus split high, I might like dagger more. I'm not 100% sure. The way the game is playing right now, I don't know why that player just dropped all the way back there like that. I should have never thrown it. This is all out pressure again. Got to get rid of that quick. Got to trust it, throw it. We could leave the back in the block here, which would be the smart thing to do. But we do want him to be that check release control on the right hand side. Okay, so only if you knew it was all out bliss, you might want to do that. So you're getting kind of two concepts here. It's just everybody's getting a lot of depth here for the dagger. So just be careful of that. Don't just get caught up in that. All right. All right, guys. That's pretty much it for the third down plays. There's a good amount of plays there. I kind of grouped a bunch of them together. Take a look at them, see if you like them, and then we'll come back here with the red zone plays next.